Welcome to Freddys.
No way!
The story begins in 1982 at Freddy's Pizza restaurant. The place looks normal and lively. Children are playing games, laughing, and having fun. A young girl named Charlotte is there. She is waiting to see her favorite animatronic, the Marionette. While she waits, another girl comes up to her and invites her to sit at their table. Charlotte joins them. Suddenly, Charlotte notices something strange. A man wearing a yellow rabbit suit is nearby and has taken a boy and is leading him away. Charlotte becomes scared and confused. She runs to nearby adults and asks for help. No one pays attention. The parents are too busy with their own activities and conversations. Realizing no one will help, Charlotte decides to act on her own. She sneaks into a dark alley behind the restaurant. There, she finds the boy lying unconscious on the ground. The man, William, is nearby, distracted. Charlotte lifts the boy and tries to escape. Without warning, William reappears with a knife and chases her. Charlotte runs while carrying the boy. No one inside the restaurant notices what is happening. Desperate, Charlotte screams loudly to get attention. People finally turn to look. The boy wakes up and is reunited with his family. At the moment, everyone sees that Charlotte has been stabbed in the back. Charlotte falls into a hidden chamber. She dies in front of everyone. Then, the Marionette appears and gently holds her body. Time passes. An investigation begins. William avoids punishment. He claims Charlotte entered a restricted area and was injured by accident. The case is dismissed. The incident is forgotten, as if it never happened. In the present day, Vanessa still has nightmares about her father. Even so, she feels safer when she spends time with Mike. Mike calls Vanessa to check in on her. He asks if they can hang out later. They keep meeting as friends, but it is obvious they are growing closer to each other. Abby notices something is going on. She becomes suspicious of Mike and jokingly teases him about being on a date. Then she leaves for school. Later, Jeremiah arrives to repaint the house. He warns Mike to stay away from Vanessa, saying she's strange. Mike defends Vanessa. He explains that Vanessa has already suffered enough and that he's trying to protect her from more pain. On the bus, Abby tells the other kids a story about Charlotte and the yellow rabbit. She says the rabbit's body is still hidden inside Freddy's. The kids laugh at her. They do not believe the story and think Abby is crazy. At school, Abby is in her robotics class. The teacher warns everyone that their project must be finished by Friday. If it is not, everyone will fail. He clearly dislikes Abby. He is especially annoyed because Abby and her family made the animatronics famous. He believes the school focuses on real robotics, not stories or characters, so he is always against her. Later, a boy notices Abby's talent. He tells her that maybe she should repair her animatronic friends by herself. His comment makes Abby curious and gives her a new idea. That night, Mike gets ready to go out with Vanessa. Before leaving, he tells Abby to behave. Abby asks if she can visit her animatronic friends. Mike says no. He promises that he will repair them soon. He also tells Abby that she should try to make real friends for now. Abby feels upset. She turns on the TV and watches a horror show. Mike tells her they will talk later when he gets back. Later, Mike waits for Vanessa at the restaurant. She arrives wearing a beautiful dress. She tells him this is not just a normal hangout. Vanessa explains that she has been taking classes to keep her mind busy. Mike opens up and admits that he does not know how to deal with Abby and her animatronic friends. Vanessa tells Mike that he needs to be honest with Abby. She says hiding the truth will only make things worse. Mike then tries to comfort Vanessa. He reassures her about her bad dreams and her troubled past with her father. That night, Mike returns home and realizes Abby is missing. He finds a note from her. It says she went to see her animatronic friends. Mike panics and rushes to Freddy's. Abby is already there. She realizes Mike lied to her and feels hurt. Mike finds Abby standing in the middle of the restaurant. Together, they notice something is wrong. The animatronics are gone. Mike tells Abby they should leave. He suggests that maybe the spirits inside the animatronics have already moved on to heaven. Trying to cheer her up, Mike offers Abby a toy. Abby chooses a realistic, interactive one. Mike lets her keep it. Before they leave, Mike notices a strange poster. It claims Freddy is a murderer and includes a phone number to call. Meanwhile, a group of teenagers arrives at Freddy's. They call themselves ghost hunters and make fake documentary videos. Their leader is a girl named Lisa. She says this is their first location and possibly the scariest one yet. The boy who invited them, Michael, greets them and shows them around the building. He points out different versions of Freddy and the other animatronics. While walking, Lisa hears strange music playing. She decides to stay behind to investigate. She suggests the group split up. Michael smiles, clearly happy with how things are going. Lisa follows the music into another room. At the same time, Alex wanders off alone. He notices something strange about the instruments nearby. Suddenly, he slips and falls into the water below. Lisa finds a large gift box next to a music box. She turns the music off and leans closer to listen. Without warning, the box opens by itself. The marionette jumps out and scares her. Michael starts laughing. He reveals that everything happening was part of his plan. Alex is attacked and killed by an animatronic. Another boy in the water sees a marionette fall in. Then hundreds of marionettes swarm him and attack. Michael later finds Lisa. She is now possessed by the marionette. Lisa charges at him, but Michael runs out of Freddys. Once outside, he smiles, satisfied with what he has done. The next day, Abby tries to work on her project for the competition. She cannot focus. Instead, she tries to talk to her animatronic friends and misses them deeply. Mike notices her behavior, but he does not know how to help her move on. Meanwhile, Vanessa tries to follow Mike's advice. She goes cycling to clear her mind. However, visions of her father continue to haunt her. She thinks she sees him everywhere. Terrified, Vanessa runs into a changing room. She pulls out her gun and points it at her trainer, believing he is her father. When she realizes the truth, she is shaken. After class, Vanessa decides to face her fear. She gathers all of her father's belongings and puts them together. She closes the windows and thinks about him. She sees a vision of herself standing with her father. She tells him she is no longer afraid and does not need him anymore. Suddenly, he starts chasing her. Vanessa sees herself as a child running down a hallway. She hides in a room and locks the door. Her father searches for her outside. An animatronic activates nearby and she is caught. Her father tells her she will always belong to him. Vanessa keeps running. In the vision, she sees herself killing him. Then she suddenly wakes up. That night, while Abby is asleep, she receives a message. It is from Chica. Chica asks for help and sends the address of the original Freddys. Abby sneaks out of the house and goes there. Inside, the building feels empty and quiet. Suddenly, Chica appears. Abby is happy to see her. They reunite and spend time together. A few days later, Vanessa comes to Mike's house looking for him and Abby. While waiting, she notices the toy in Abby's room. Abby suddenly jumps out and scares her. Abby explains that the toy led her to Chica and the other animatronics at the first Freddy's location. Vanessa tries to warn Mike, but he does not believe her. He thinks Abby is only talking about the radio he gave her. Then Mike reveals something important. He says he called the number from the strange poster. He learned that William attacked more victims, something Vanessa had kept secret. Mike says he was trying to help both Abby and Vanessa. Vanessa becomes upset. She feels like Mike sees her problems as something to fix. This creates distance between them. Later, Mike drops Abby off at her technology competition. He promises to return quickly. After leaving her, he rushes off somewhere else. Meanwhile, Vanessa goes to the old Freddy's location. She reveals that she knows about Charlotte, the girl from the beginning. Charlotte, who controls the animatronics, tells Vanessa she will remove the barrier, keeping them trapped. Vanessa realizes something terrifying. Charlotte is using Lisa's body and is coming after her. At the competition, Abby enters the room. The teacher intentionally breaks her robot. Abby is heartbroken. She leaves and returns to the animatronics. She tells Chica about the incident. Chica offers to become Abby's project herself. But first, Abby must help disable the barrier trapping the animatronics. She also needs to write down the secret code that will free them. At the same time, Charlotte captures Vanessa. She forces Vanessa to give up the code in exchange for Abby's safety. Vanessa gives in. Abby enters the code and the animatronics are freed. Chica takes a cab to Abby's school. Elsewhere, Mike visits Charlotte's father. The man explains that he believes his daughter was murdered. He has been collecting evidence for years. He tells Mike about the river ride at Freddy's. Only one ride still exists, and it is at the original location. Mike calls the school and learns Abby is not there. As he prepares to leave, Charlotte's father gives him Charlotte's music box, which she used to help herself sleep. This will matter later. Mike rushes to Freddy's. Inside, he finds broken animatronics everywhere, including Charlotte's. He begins searching desperately for Abby. At school, Abby brings Chica to the competition. The teacher assumes someone is hiding inside the suit. He disqualifies Abby immediately. Later, he returns to the room to get his keys. He hears a strange noise. Chica suddenly grabs him and pulls him inside. The teacher tries to escape but fails. Chica kills him. Mike arrives at the original Freddy's Pizza and finds Vanessa tied up. She tells Charlotte is there. Mike decides to stay and stop Charlotte's control. They split up and head toward the security room using different paths. As they move, Vanessa explains Charlotte's final days. She says Charlotte was angry and full of pain. Only her music box could calm her down. Mike tells Vanessa he has the music box with him. Mike falls into the water and barely escapes an animatronic. Vanessa explains that some animatronics are now hunting the parents who ignored Charlotte on the day she died. Mike tells Vanessa to find Abby while he handles everything else. At school, Abby wins the competition with Chica. At the same time, prototype animatronics activate at Freddys. Mike finds their location and contacts Vanessa, but loud noises interrupt the call and it cuts out. An animatronic attacks Vanessa's car and causes her to crash. She escapes and drives to the parents' house. She arrives just in time and saves them. Charlotte realizes what they are doing. She activates more prototype animatronics to stop Mike. Mike manages to deactivate them. He calls Vanessa and says everything is shut down. Then he notices one signal still active at his house. He rushes there. Charlotte reconnects, now controlling Chica's body. She kidnaps Abby. Vanessa's car breaks down. Jeremiah arrives and gives her a lift to Mike's house. Inside, Vanessa tries to help, but she realizes Charlotte has possessed Abby. Vanessa tries to convince Charlotte to let her go. She struggles with her. Mike arrives and uses the music box. The sound drives Charlotte away. Abby and Vanessa are saved. Suddenly, the animatronics reactivate and surround them. Then Michael Afton appears. He reveals he is Vanessa's brother. He says he plans to continue his father's legacy. Without warning, the animatronics from the previous location arrive. Freddy and Chica attack Michael's machines. Mike had visited the other location earlier and asked them for help. They came to save them. All animatronic systems begin to fail. One by one, they shut down. Chica's spirit speaks to Mike. He tells him to take care of Abby because they will not be there anymore. Michael tries to escape but is knocked down by Jeremiah. Before leaving, they warn Mike that now that they are gone, he will be free. Mike does not understand what that means. Mike takes Abby and leaves. He distances himself from Vanessa. He no longer trusts her after learning how many secrets she kept. Vanessa is left alone, vulnerable to Charlotte's spirit, which possesses her without anyone noticing. And the movie ends right here. If you enjoyed the recap, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more horror recaps. Thanks for watching.